was extra quiet.
Oh, my soul.
You'll be fine.
Will I, though?
Probably.
Alright, y'all. We are live on the YouTubes.
Why did I do that? No!
What a great first impression.
I rolled the water all the way up to the thing, and then...
What's up?
Oh!
Rob, why?
I died. Crap! No!
Rob.
Roberto! That's
don't-
okay, I remember where I was at.
I'm out of Baja Blast again.
Badger Blast.
Badger Blast! Yeah, I've never heard anyone call it that. I can't believe that.
That's all my mom calls it.
Badger Blast.
Badger Blast. It's because my brother would always get it in high school, so then she would always make that joke, even though it's not that funny.
It's pretty good. Okay, Chief.
What's up?
Even
Hi,
though
guys.
it's either not that funny.
Hey, Chief.
Damn it, how'd you get back down there?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I ever got out yet.
You went right past me.
I was trying to get us live online, and then it just ended up stuck at the bottom of this mine for like the last 15 minutes.
So, my fellow turnip stock market players,
Uh-oh.
there's a 50% chance for a large spike in our island this week.
No.
And so long as it happens while I'm home, I'll let you guys know.
Okay. Thanks.
A lot of our tunnels. Olivia, I keep forgetting you have to buy your turnips before noon, so I ain't got none. I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. I only bought like 110 this week.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna have a spike, so I feel like I'm kind of missing out on that one a little bit.
I think
I
it
bought
was.
8,000.
Yeah, Zach, what'd you buy?
8,000.
What?
A portal?
Oh, there's a portal.
There's a portal at Dad's house.
A portal at Zach's house, you were correct.
Hey guys, so like, hashtag not sponsored or anything, but so Joel's stream only has like a couple more people needed before he becomes an affiliate.
I think he
No,
didn't he become one last time?
last night.
Did he cross? I think he had like 3 left, right?
I thought he said he made it.
He
Yeah,
did?
he did a whole announcement saying he made it. He was excited.
Cool. Is he? Cause
I think Tyler is just trying to be Sam Riegel when he jumped in on the one,
Oh,
acting like it was late. Guys, we have...
I haven't been on Minecraft.
Have you even been to our new world yet? Were you on this last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played on here.
Alright. Yeah, that's right. We're all crammed in Zach's roof room. Zach's rump... This is nerd church,
Up on
bro.
the letter by my chest.
What,
Who
Jamin?
did this?
It's nerd
Who's
church,
that?
bro.
I don't like carbonation.
That's the only reason I like soda. I'm not a caffeine junkie. I just like carbonation.
That's the only reason. I think that's the
Me
reason I
too.
like turtle.
Some people get like headaches if they stop. It doesn't even affect me. I just like the carbonation. In college, I could not go to sleep unless I had a pop right before I did.
You're ADD, aren't you?
Yeah, you know, I think I might be. It's possible. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
caffeine puts
somehow
aging
that
people to
doesn't
sleep
surprise me.
instead of waking them up.
yeah. Well, that seems to be the case. So I've been waiting for someone to tell me that outside of myself. Dustin is
Down,
asking
baby.
what we're doing. Come on.
Oh,
Eh? Hello?
What?
Hello.
Right.
I.
Why does my screen keep freezing? Gonna blame Kevin. It's Kevin's PlayStation. He let me borrow it, and then he's like, I just found out Tony Hawk's coming out with a new game, so I might need that back.
Oh, no.
Fortunately,
yeah, that sounds
I
about right.
beat Norman Reedus and the Freaky Fetus last week, so I'm good.
I mean, it is Tony Hawk and Peter, so
What'd you say?
I mean, it is Tony Hawk, so I understand.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how well that game is aged.
They're remaking it.
Well, is it just in HD or is it completely remade?
No, play some of the music because they don't or some of the music anymore.
But wasn't every Tony Hawk basically a remake of the original, and then somehow it still got worse?
I don't
No.
know.
I mean, yes, but no, but yes.
How dare you? No.
Underground was my favorite, and then after that it felt like they were all kind of the same.
2 was my favorite.
Well, Tyler disagrees with us. Tyler, have you played the PS4 version?
I don't own a PS4.
So then you can't say they're all great.
What?
Maybe that one was awful.
I'm not saying they're all great, I guess, but they're all definitely. If you like skateboarding games, they're definitely exactly what they promise to be.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we played the original one for, oh man, who knows how long. Dumped all our hours into that. That
I
and,
want to play an Antonio Falcon longboarding game.
what one was that? Was that like an off-brand one?
It's the off-brand I want.
What was the one that I played? There, Dave Mira's BMX, you ever play that one? Me and Joel love just watching bodies go flying off of virtual bikes.
Did anyone ever play the Goofy skateboarding game? Because that was the one I had.
What? Like Goof Troop Goofy?
Like, Goofy from Mickey.
I'm a goofy goober, yeah.
You're a goofy goober, yeah.
Who's singing that? Is that?
That was me.
I, I don't think that's true. I thought
It could be any of us.
I just figured it was Joel naturally, but he's not in here, so I guess not.
No, that was Tyler.
Oh, well, you did a good Joel impression on that first one.
Thanks.
Speak of the... Joel's here now. Joel,
Joel's
we
here
just
now.
heard you singing.
Oh, what?
We heard you singing the Goofy Goober song.
I'm a goofy goober.
Rock!
Rock.
Jody.
Yes.
She's gone. Never mind. Now that was Olivia. Just kidding.
Clearly. Oh, hey, look, I found another spawner.
I guess I'm just gonna build like a 20th portal for us. Why not?
No, I haven't even eaten my first 3 yet.
First three what?
Take care of the mud in the house and fix the internet. I hope I need it.
Are you guys eating sushi without us again?
What?
Sushi.
We're not muted? Well, now everyone can know the price.
I don't know what they're talking about, but I feel like I'm supposed to. You know, the sushi place is still open, BT Dubs.
I know. I just found out the other day, and now I've wanted nothing but sushi since.
I drove by it last week and saw that it was open. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I'll just put in an order real quick. And they're like, yeah, 30 minutes. So I just sat in their parking lot for 30 minutes. All I wanted was a sushi roll. And then I ate it in the car and went to Meyer because that was weird.
I just got back and I heard Jamin say all he wanted was a sushi roll.
It's true.
I mean, isn't that all you want in life?
That's fair.
I make chicken sushi. You can come over for some chicken sushi.
Boo!
Yay!
It's raw chicken, just to keep it sushi.
Oh no!
Oh, heck yeah.
You have to eat your chicken medium rare.
No, just straight up raw, bro. With my Baja
Guys.
Blast. If your foot gets stomped by a diamond axe. Dang it!
Guys, hashtag not spawn or anything, but like, I just subscribed to Joel on Twitch. Crazy.
Yay! My first $2.50.
See? He's already on.
Tell us about this Joel that you have subscribed to.
Yes.
Well,
go
his
on.
Twitch name is Jobo Baggin, and right now he's been playing a lot of fantasy. It's really awesome, you know. And man, I just been loving his streams. There were so many people playing, like on the last stream, just like chatting and stuff. It felt like a real little group.
There was friendship.
Did we just turn Tyler
That's
away
my
from
favorite thing.
Is Joel Tyler's new PewDiePie? Is that what just happened?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so good at hyping people.
He's PewDiePie.
Joel,
First of all, subscribe to PewDiePie. Second of all, subscribe to Joel.
What about T-Series, dude?
And drop Casey a follow while you're at it too. Yeah.
Thanks, Drake.
I mean, we're streaming Joel on YouTube right now, so it's kind of the same.
Joel's a double streamer.
Double streamer.
Also, Tyler is streaming right now, and you could totally follow him too. Tyler Cole.
Everybody's
There you go.
streaming.
Goldie boy.
Did you just hype yourself?
For a while.
Tyler, not Tyler.
Oh.
Did you just hype yourself? Heck
I
yeah.
wouldn't put it past me.
Wait, that's illegal.
To hype yourself. Wait, what does that mean?
It's a meme, Damon.
It's
Oh.
a myth. You wouldn't understand.
No, I'm not that old. Come on. Whatever. Olivia's too young. Yeah, I said it.
Aren't I older than Zach?
Maybe. But you're old enough to know the references I make, and you do not.
I think pretty much everyone
Hey,
here.
it's supposed to be-
Rename.
This is true. It's all since I made that stupid I'm just 12 joke.
You're just what?
Remember that time where you and Casey were talking and it was very evident that I'm much younger than you guys, so I made a joke about the fact that I'm clearly just 12.
Yeah. Which still
And
makes
then you
me.
started making comments about, who did I marry?
Yeah.
Are you a child?
It still makes me nervous that that wasn't legal or something.
It's fine because you didn't ever turn in the paperwork anyway, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. You'll find out when you do your taxes by year 7. You'll find out when you do your taxes by year 7. Whoa!
By year 7?
Yeah, that's when you can erase all the previous taxes. I know how taxes
We
work.
get rid of them?
He can talk about this. Alright, y'all, I made a new hole that leads out of the mine into our mountain again, right up to Zach's village. I didn't know where I was going, but
Village
apparently.
is a house.
Oh, wait, no, it leads to a bridge. Who made this bridge?
I thought you made that bridge.
I thought No. It's a bridge next to a waterfall.
Yeah.
I'm going to investigate. I'm coming.
Was this Rob? Rob, did you make this?
Nope, but I'm about to make a bridge in a minute. I need something else to do.
There's one thing Rob does, is make bridges. Now I'm going to go make sure that my french fries got pulled out of the oven and that they're not just in there burning. I'll be right back.
They're probably in there burning. Probably.
Wait, I need to get my gold first. Yeah, I'll have to wait.
It feels so weird, the differences between once you've, like, beaten the dragon to going back to not beating the Ender Dragon.
Was that a subtle flex? Was that a subtle flex I heard?
I mean,
It was.
but we start so much more fun.
I think that is called a humble brag.
A humble brag. Ooh.
That's
There's
just a
like-
fancy way of saying flex.
Yeah, that is kind of the old way of saying flex. It's true.
I'm sorry, did Casey just tell Tyler that he's old?
Ooh.
Did Casey just insinuate that Tyler was old?
Ooh,
Listen.
he did. He
Yeah,
did.
can I just misspeak and be okay?
No.
Alright, touche.
Guys.
I will Fortnite dance on your
Did
grave.
you burn your fries, Jamin?
No, but I couldn't find a plate, so I put it in a gravy ladle,
Oh.
and it made me think of a new design for french fries. Just imagine putting gravy in this with the fries.
No. Gravy, cheese, and bacon.
Yes, you just described what is known as poutine, and that was where I was
Yeah.
going anyways. Poutine gravy bowls.
In
You all know this is a great idea.
We should make it pirate themed and have it be gravy boats.
You all know this is a great idea. Admit it.
It sounds like a great idea, Jamin.
Yes! I wasn't really sure. I was hoping you'd agree.
How are you not sure when you just tried to convince us with a great thing?
This
Was he
is how I
trying to
do
convince
everything.
Or was he trying to convince himself, Casey?
Yeah, this is how my preaching goes every week. Hopefully I'm right! Just kidding.
And now I'm concerned.
I'm just kidding.
The Bible says that we should love our neighbor. No one is throwing anything yet. I think I'm on the right track.
Turn in your Bibles to Hezekiah 12:08 and
Subtle. Nice.
I can't find Hezekiah. Where am I? Alright, well apparently that tunnel I made, I have no idea where it originally went to. Someone behind me? No. Well, now I'm just creeped out.
there's always someone behind you, Jamin.
I definitely saw someone behind me when I turned around, but then they weren't there.
There's always somebody behind you. It just depends on how far behind you they are.
To Brian.
Is this philosophy? What's going on here?
This is always fun.
Sorry, are you bringing philosophy to church?
What do you think this is? 1208 Philosophy Church? That's Tuesdays after Nerd Church and before Family Carl Church.
Yeah, that's called theology, guys. Come on.
If you keep going north, eventually you'll go south. But if you keep going east, you'll never go west.
Wait, hang on.
Stop.
Hang on. I need to think about this. Hang on. Oh my gosh, he's right. Is he? No, wait.
He
Hang
is
on.
right, yes.
Hang on.
You think I'm gonna make you?
Not if the globe was standing still and you were on the other side, still walking east, you would be going west.
Nope, you'd still be walking east.
Yeah, but from our angle, he would. Never mind. It's not worth it.
You would technically have to be like in perfect parallel
Yes,
to the
thank you.
equator to at no point end up going west. Otherwise, eventually you would switch poles or
What?
something and end up going west. If traveling.
Nope, that's not how that works.
Isn't it?
Also, your toilets would start spinning the wrong way. There, I added to the conversation.
That means cardinal.
I'm
Hinges
not-
on
Think is
magnetic poles.
wrong.
Maybe I'll just go back to my poutine gravy bowl fry.
If you think about it, the brain named itself.
Oh man, are you Googling these? What's going on here?
No, I'm not.
This is the kind of stuff where streaming make you think. Give Joel a list of these just to say every once in a while. He'll be set.
Deal.
What do you mean, give Joel a list of these? Don't you know any good streamer knows how to steal their own information?
Just like pastors.
Note to self: need to steal better information.
Don't you know Twitch is not a place to go for information?
Note to self: don't just pick up information.
Strange. I got all of my information from Alinity.
Graduating high school is treated both as a monumental accomplishment and as a bare minimum accepted level of education.
Okay, now he's
Yeah.
Googling.
Now I'm Googling them.
Now you're just saying stuff we all know. When
Yeah.
you graduate high school and realize you honestly did nothing with your life for 18 years.
It was just free babysitting for your parents.
Yep.
For some people, it wasn't free babysitting.
Ooh, that's good philosophy too. For some people, we now have to teach our kids how to do school, and no one taught us how to teach our kids how to do school, and it's not great.
That's okay. No one ever taught me how to do my taxes.
Yeah. I pay a lady to do my taxes, so.
I let Alec do them.
You pay a lady too? No, just kidding.
I let out.
Got him.
Oh!
Bunk beds are human shell.
Stop that.
I think that one's my favorite.
When you get down to it, aren't humans really just donuts since we have one giant hole from the top to the bottom of us?
I've heard that one.
That one makes me uncomfortable. Please no.
I used to like donuts. Now I question where they come from.
They're compressed humans. Pictures of Earth are the largest group photo ever.
Why are we talking about Hunger Games and donuts at the same time?
Guys, I don't buy into the flat Earth theory, but we have never seen a picture of Antarctica from space.
Wait, what?
The Earth is flat because if you put one magnet on one side of the Earth and another magnet on the other side, they won't cling together.
Hang on.
It's a small Earth.
Big brain.
All world after all.
Are you singing Alyssa's viral videos? Y'all see that Alyssa was on BuzzFeed? That's how famous she got last week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like 480,000 retweets.
One time, my mom told me she was proud of me.
Well, how do you think the rest of us feel, Totnuts?
Proud of you.
If there was a cure for stupid people wouldn't take it.
Oh no, that one hurt because of how true it is.
Yeah, that one's too real, man. Stop that.
And I just lost all my screamers for some reason. What's going on here?
How do I find this?
I just saw Alyssa. Telling about cool things women said this week on Twitter.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I'd have to find the article again, but I can do that and I'll post it.
You think you know yourself well until you have to write a self-introduction.
Anytime self-introductions come up, I'm like, geez, please tell me I've done something interesting my entire life.
Then she's got too many concussions to remember.
This is true.
Humans are one of the few naked animals in the animal kingdom, so we're actually the weird-looking ones.
Are you approaching me?
I'm just saying. Oh well, yeah. I mean, some of us are hairy creatures. Let me back up.
Yeah, where are you going with this? You haven't watched enough Guinness World Records episodes.
I don't want to talk about that one guy that grows it.
The world.
If she sells seashells by the seashore, she probably doesn't have many customers.
This is true.
No, yeah. Why does she do that, really, when you think about it?
Maybe she goes and gets the seashells for the people so they don't have to enter the water.
I
But you
mean,
can find them on the beach. You don't have to go in the water.
Not all of them.
I
Not the
can
good
sell
ones,
them to Nook's Corner for pretty good money because he's that lazy to not walk outside. So maybe you could. I don't know. I base reality around video games about animals that live on islands.
That is reality.
Yeah, I was gonna say, James,
What's the alternative, though?
Well, it's the closest we can get to real life during quarantine, really, when you think about it.
Yep.
me in the back street.
Well, there's
Bookmarks.
Alyssa's
Hey,
article.
there's the link.
Bookmarks don't mark books, they mark pages.
Mm. But
Unless
really,
you have a book of books.
those pages,
Go buy this.
don't those pages mark our hearts? Yeah, just took it from philosophy to romanticism.
You can tell if somebody has thick skin by telling them they don't have thick skin.
It's a good thing Zach's not streaming because I imagine his avatar's just been standing there for like 20 minutes while it Googles.
Anyone else getting Slender Man sound coming through the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool.
What do you define as Slender Man sound? We used to just call that static, Joel.
If you played it, you'd know.
I have, but I think with the sound off.
Did you even really play Slender Man then?
No, I did not.
I did, yes.
Who played Slenderman 2 in the mansion?
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, there was a 2.
Listen, there was something about that classic 4D graphics one that just made me pee my pants a little bit, and no one could recreate it.
You're not
Joel's
wrong.
deathly afraid of that Chuck E. Cheese game.
Listen, Five Nights at Freddy's is scary too.
That
Five
is
Nights at
scary.
Freddy's is great and also terrifying, and not even that terrifying as much as just the jump scares are really fun.
Those jump scares get me, man.
Listen, Five Nights at Freddy's, like, revolutionized the jump scare.
I don't
That's
know about
true.
that. I don't know. I feel like fear.
Alec, you don't get an opinion.
Yeah, Alex, I'm your wife. I hold your opinion for you.
I like it. You are both in the image.
If you think about it, Luke Skywalker never learned to swim.
What?
Luke Skywalker never learned to swim.
That's true.
I mean, he
Hello.
trudged through Dagobah. Dustin,
Hey, Dustin!
we heard that you're having a child. No, just kidding.
Yeah, turns out pregnant.
Woo!
Dustin, you're pregnant? Oh my gosh.
The very
I know,
first.
first man in history,
Except for that Quantum Leap episode.
and for Arnold Schwarzenegger, but we don't count.
Wait, what?
What?
The movie Junior, man.
Oh.
The movie.
Yeah, he made a movie called Junior where he was like the first man to have a baby.
What is it with these large, muscular wrestler men who have the weirdest kids movies ever?
I don't know. But yeah, the movie's pretty nuts, man. He has it naturally too, so I don't know how that all works. But
Wait, what?
yeah, in the movie, he has a natural birth. So
No, I don't. No.
I don't know how it happened, but it's
Cutting
just,
off this
it's
conversation now.
Welcome everyone to the stream. This is Nerd Church.
Weird. How this conversation will be.
An earthquake has probably made someone lose a Jenga.
It probably did.
I have been digging for so long.
Oh, no,
Tyler,
not
are you
this
just
again.
stuck at the bottom, unable to die again?
No, this time I'm digging in a way that makes it so I can actually come back up.
Okay.
Yay.
Because I don't mind digging to the bottom of the earth with you, but I'm bringing an axe.
Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel.
What does he mean by he's bringing an axe?
Quick before the hyenas come.
Come, dig a tunnel.
I just watched that a few weeks
Dig a
ago.
tunnel, never get thrown out. Dig a tunnel, dig a
Y'all realize
You know what,
that
Gabe?
Timon's,
dig it through.
Timon's mom is Marge from Simpsons?
Yeah.
It's hard to miss.
Really? She gave birth to Timon? How does
Well,
that work?
hang on.
Yeah, right.
It's the voice actor.
Jamie keeps saying weird stuff over here.
He always says weird stuff.
That was not a Marge
Oh, is that how
impression.
Marge sounds?
That is definitely a Aunt Selma impression.
Anyone with phobia
Yeah.
stuck in an endless fear.
Don't touch my hair,
What? Have you even watched this show?
I've watched an impression.
Don't
of
touch
Marge.
my hair, Homer. Like that is
You're wrong
best
on
Marge
both
impression ever.
personality and sound is incorrect.
I just like the answer to that. Have you even watched the show? I've watched someone do an impression of her.
That's awesome too.
I just dug to the bottom like Tyler, and it's only bedrock down here in like all places. Like
I found a river that leads
like
to gold.
above me too. It's very strange.
The river.
The river, right?
So, you know what game is surprisingly hard to find or to get for a decent price?
Earthbound
Dark
or real?
Souls. Dark Souls 2 on PlayStation 4.
Get it online.
The original Dark Souls 2, not the Scholar of the First Edition, you mean?
Well, the one for PlayStation 4 that came out is a hard one to find. Because there's like that one and the trilogy. I think it's the one that came out was the one that was the Scholar of the First Sin. I don't think.
Well, there was the original and the. No, it was PlayStation
that the original one came out and then it was re-released on PlayStation 4. But
Probably.
I'm not exactly sure. I just went looking for it, and it's like $70 on eBay.
Can you get it online?
But that's yeah, on
Sorry,
eBay,
I
it's
mean
$70.
digital. Digital.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
really
you can.
not worth it.
Digital's not worth
Really,
it?
Dark Souls 2 is definitely not worth it.
really, because they did have it on Amazon for $40.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is not my. It's out of all the Dark Souls games, it's my least favorite.
Just get the Star Wars game. It's basically the same.
No, it's not.
It's impossible.
So is Dark Souls 2 worth buying for $40?
40? I would spend like 20 on it, honestly. Like,
Just go and buy
there's
Elden
still a lot of content.
Elden
Yeah,
Ring's been out for a while.
$40 is. Yeah, Elden Ring's been amazing, man. I can't believe how good that is.
You played it?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know
Everyone's
it was
played
out
it.
yet. I didn't know
I
it was
will
out.
say the Swamp of the Void is a very difficult area. Like, I don't know why they put that in the game, but otherwise it's a pretty good game.
What about
Dude,
Ringmaster Clodier? He's like my favorite character.
Wait, do you mean Ringmaster?
You guys are
Clodier or
making
Blade?
stuff up.
Yeah, what's
His
What's
down
Eldenberry?
slash like combo is insane.
Oh yeah, no, like I couldn't beat him. Alec had to do it for me.
I mean, I had to like
I
try
couldn't
like
beat him,
50
so I had to
times.
have Mikey do it for us. And then
That's
Mikey
fair.
couldn't do it. Then we just gave up.
I got Injustice 2 for $16 yesterday,
Nice.
and you can
So
play.
just so everyone's in the loop and doesn't feel like we're just being mean. It's a joke to say that Elden Ring's been out because there's like a bunch of stuff on Elden Ring, like on Reddit that people just make up a bunch of stuff about Elden Ring.
I thought you said it was called Eldenberry.
Eldenberry. No, that's the secret.
Very John.
It's like whatever it is, it
It's a
sounds
sequel.
stupid, and I'm not playing it.
Eye drops are technically blinker fluid.
Get out of here, Zach.
How long have you been waiting on that, dude?
I've just been waiting for the right moment.
I missed it. What did you say?
Eye drops are technically blinker fluid.
True.
You're fired.
Wait, when
You
was he?
fired.
I'm still fine with it.
I liked it.
Of course you did, Casey.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to make Casey happy in the joke world.
If you say a pun, Casey likes it.
It's true.
And I'm still waiting for the difficulty here.
You're still waiting for what?
I don't see the difficulty. I'm waiting for it. As in why that's a bad thing?
It's a bad thing.
I wouldn't say it's a bad thing.
They're so tiny, Joel. I can't tell. What's different? Hold them up and show me a side by side.
Oh no, my diamond's almost gone.
Never mind, I'm in your face.
Almost nobody knows what their eyes feel like.
You've never accidentally poked yourself in the eye?
I don't
You
cut
know
my.
what it feels like when you get poked in the eye. You don't know what it feels like in your hand.
Well, to be fair.
I had a lot of fun with cow eyes in my anatomy class in high school.
That's a story.
When you turn them inside out, it's like really shiny.
Nice.
Our class used sheep hearts.
Flamingos are the giraffes of
The giraffes of the what?
the bird world.
That's fair. Except for ostriches.
You want to
Yeah, I'm win that one.
Baby. This one. This one I have to do a mod
Would you prefer a lesson plan? I'd do a lesson.
I'm just gonna improvise.
Well, I hope when I get out of the abyss here, I can see Zach's fiery house in the distance.
Where are you, Jamin?
I just dug straight down and then forward, so I don't know. I wanted to find us a new cave that we could all enjoy.
I'm digging a new cave.
So far, my cave hasn't connected to any real caves. Has yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're way ahead of me then. I've run into lava several times.
And there's lots of lava down here.
I mean, when we started this world, I hopped into a cave, and I'm still exploring it.
I guess I need to go find
Session to the session after to this session.
Rob's probably just building bridges. That's what he does.
Yeah. Well, I actually haven't started this time. I think I'm just gonna find my own cave. So everybody got their own secret cave.
Everybody's got a cave.
Electric fans are reverse windows.
I already made a minecart all the way to mine, so I'm not.
I get it. It took me a second. I was like, what, to go backwards?
Yep, I'll go find me a cave.
Dang it, who put this in my head?
Sorry.
Tyler.
It's also stuck in my head, but I'm not complaining because I love that song.
I like the Walk Off the Earth version.
Ooh, sand.
Team Rocket's Meowth could be a great Pokemon trainer.
That would just
That's
be
probably
disturbing.
fairly true.
That's probably the next
Playing
spin-off.
Minecraft, baby.
Tyler,
What?
what I made.
Nice.
I very well may be like I might be like digging up into a mountain and taking like 10 times as long to come out of the ground. Wait, dirt! I found dirt!
A comedian is a liar that exposes truth.
I don't know if liar's the right term.
That thing I've ever heard. Oh.
Over embellisher. Hey, I can see Zach's burning house from here. It worked.
Wait, why is his house on fire again? Didn't we put out the fire? Didn't we decide that it was a fire hazard and we didn't want to burn down Zach's house?
No, it's
My
fine.
house isn't actually on fire. He just put fire all around it on Netherrack.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did last time. Then y'all freaked out.
No. You put it around the top of the house and caught the house on fire.
I didn't
It's
catch
not
the...
on
No, I
fire.
put nether
It's
block
still-
on the house and then set that on fire.
And then
Still
the
caught fire.
house made out of caught fire from it.
It was fine.
Fine.
Boom, 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 boom.
Installing Windows may or may not be an IT job.
true.
Until a certain point in history, all flying objects were UFOs.
I can see that.
Sex.
Molecule separator sounds so much cooler than knife.
Yeah, I'll be using that for now on. Honey, can you pass the molecule separator?
Is it too weird?
The U.S. Secret Service is probably the least secret U.S. service.
Dang nabbit. You know, from this distance, our pool, I don't know if we all know just how far it goes.
How far it goes.
I need more supplies.
Great, I needed another song in my head. Thank you, Joel.
Okay, I was like, am I muted? Or am I just not funny? I never know.
Well, together this song gets stuck inside your head.
It's stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Listen to my musical doodle. Does anyone know that?
Yeah.
Good.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't. I kind of expected that. Alright, I found a cave and went to the bottom. It's really boring down here, so I'm going to go back to the top now.
What happened?
I went to the bottom of the cave.
Hey, we're here.
Was there a hole? Was there a hole in the bottom of the cave?
Dear Liza?
Is there a
Is that where we're going with this?
The hole in the bottom of the cave?
Is that where we're going with this?
What?
Okay.
I was just asking a question. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Show of hands. How many of you know the Dear Liza song?
There's a hole in the
Thank you. Apparently, neither Olivia or Casey have ever heard this song.
The Liza Minnelli song?
No.
Hole in the bucket, dear Liza, oh hole. Then fix it, dear Henry.
Wait. Is that a part of it?
Then fix it, dear Henry, fix it. With what shall I fix it?
Oh, yeah.
Dear Liza. With what shall I fix it, dear Liza? With what?
There's a frog on the toad at the bottom of a bucket that I found at the bottom of the well at the beach.
Gunshots hurt everywhere but the head.
That's not true for everyone. You always see those
Shot
freak
in the head,
stories.
you die.
Not always. Sometimes it goes like right down the middle.
You know what's messed up that nobody really talks about is that on Nintendo, everything to confirm is the A button, but PlayStation, everything to confirm is the X button. So,
Fun fact, in Japan, circle is the confirm button.
in Japan, it is.
Yep. What is?
What is their
Why?
problem? Why do we have such a problem here?
PlayStation's original idea was that every symbol was supposed to represent a computer selection. So a circle was supposed to be like an OK, and X was supposed to be cancel. Triangle was supposed to be like a menu, and then I forget like what square was supposed to be. But for whatever reason here, we switched it all around. So I don't know.
We
Yeah,
even
we're pretty
drive
good
on the
at
wrong side of the road.
I know, and then what's up with Meyer putting the arrows on like the wrong side of the?
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
They got, like, I
I'm
was
like, are you guys intentionally trying to throw us off? You
I'm like,
walk
I'll
on
go-
the left, everyone. Why would you even try to?
I was on the right side of the road, like, I don't care, I'm American.
There wasn't very freedom of you.
What else should I?
You guys seen that meme?
No.
That wasn't very freedom of you. No.
Everyone all angry about freedom right now. It's got a picture of Ronald McDonald with like an AK-47. It just says, "That wasn't very freedom of you."
Oh
I think it's funny how like
But it's like
Americans,
fat Ronald
like,
McDonald. It's just really weird.
What was some of the stuff that they were like, that wasn't very freedom of?
Oh, you know, all this quarantine stuff and whatnot.
Or a sad church week.
I mean, the meme that was made was a joke about people saying that that's like it's all about freedom. But so.
No. Yeah.
Where am I? So I was trying to get out of this mine, and then I accidentally like fell in front of lava, almost died, and right in front of me was diamonds. And my diamond pickaxe is gone. And that's my sob story of the day, everyone.
With what shall you fix it?
Dear Liza, dear Henry. A hole.
I think they're making this up. I don't think it's a thing.
I cannot believe you do not know this song. It's like Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's classic.
It's not very little.
It's not that
Who here's
classic,
heard of-
but it's
Yeah,
classic.
who's heard? Yeah, I was gonna say, who's heard of Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Watch, none of them have.
What's Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Why does she have one?
Is that supposed to
I
be
know,
a song
right?
about
Like, who
Jesus?
gave her a lamb first?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I
Is
was
it a
wondering.
Jesus song?
Now, just want to make sure, when you guys say Mary had a little lamb, you're talking about the little song that goes, Mary had a little lamb,
Yeah.
little lamb.
Yeah, would you
Mary
have
had
How old do you think
shot it in the head, and it found her to school between two loaves of bread.
wait, what?
Right, that song?
Hang on.
I never knew the rest of it.
I don't know what
Part of that
part
wasn't
was.
right, but I don't know what you said.
All I heard was that she had 2 loaves of bread. And
I'm-
that confused me.
I'm afraid that the lamb was between the
She
loaves.
had a little lamb. Her father shot it in the head. Now it follows her to school between 2 loaves of bread.
Oh,
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
that's just morbid.
That's a great.
Why would
That's
why?
a great one.
This is the song you're talking about, right?
I mean,
No, but that one's better.
partially.
It is now.
I'm sorry to anyone watching this
Well-
stream. I apologize. I didn't know it was gonna get so dark.
It's about the blood of the lamb, though, so I guess it's okay, right?
Well,
Ah!
and now it's just gotten worse. I don't know. Is that supposed to be a religious song in hiding?
No.
I've always wondered, because it's Mary. Why does Mary have a little lamb?
Oh.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
You could have a whole sermon on that.
Oh my
just
gosh.
by itself.
Guys, I have glitched up Minecraft, and I feel like you need to see it on the stream, because I'm about to walk into outer space.
What? Take a screenshot and send it to
It's
me.
being streamed live.
Put it in the Discord.
Alright, let me get it. You gotta see this. I am about to walk into outer space, and it's gonna be awesome.
how many corners are in their house.
That's true.
How many corners?
Yeah, people rarely know the exact amount of corners in the
I'll
house.
have you know I have 0 corn in my house.
Corners
So inside and outside, or just inside?
inside.
All right. I posted the link. I'm about to walk into space. Also, is Kevin here now? Kevin, what's up?
Yeah. Hey guys.
Hi!
All right.
Kevin,
All right. I'm gonna do it.
Do
we'll
it.
be posting it.
Can you all see it? Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Is it in general?
It's happening. It's happening. I can see the whole underworld from here. What have I
You
done?
say underworld, you mean like?
Wait, Damon, where did you post the picture?
No, it's a video. It's streaming.
Oh,
I'm like inverted Minecraft right now.
Where did you post the video?
It's in the YouTube stream. Oh, now we're going cyclical here. You see me walking through space?
Sorry.
Oh, just happened.
what was that?
Siri was listening.
Said,
Oh,
sorry.
guys, I can tell you where all the cave systems are.
Really?
Yeah, I can see all of the underground caves, just not the walls getting in the way of them.
Can you see
Everything is code.
It is. Holy cow.
No,
You
that,
can see the
that
Matrix.
part of that world didn't load. You could fall off in the lava. Just be careful.
I'm standing on the surface. I don't think I'm just going to fall into lava.
Alright.
I can walk back onto the land.
When you fall into lava, just say I warned you.
I'm literally standing on what should be grass.
How do I find your stream?
I
Go to
posted the
YouTube.
link on the Discord.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
did.
Twice.
Where?
I think it's on the announcements.
Yeah, it's an announcement. Hey.
What character am I right now? Do I look like somebody?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
I can destroy blocks, but I don't walk through them after I've destroyed them.
Do you like my diamond hoe?
That's pretty sweet.
Still the weirdest thing, the diamond, I'm just gonna say. You seeing this, Olivia? You seeing this?
Yeah, I finally found the stream, yes.
Oh no. Oh no. I can see weird monsters just through nothingness, flying through
But
space.
But it's in
I'm
peace.
sorry, what about monsters? I don't see any monsters.
These squids
Where-
down here. The stream's like a minute behind. It may take a second.
Squid aren't.
Squid are.
Squid are monsters, Jamin.
I mean, look at those mouths on them. I would say they are.
You're just gonna call them monster with mouth? Really?
Yeah.
How rude.
I'm stuck in a glitch now.
Wow, dude.
You're breaking a tree.
I walked
You're
it.
digging in space.
I walked into space and I can't seem to get back out of it now.
Try
You
jumping.
can't,
Oh!
you
Oh!
can't dig back into the real world.
Oh, wait. Hang on. I'm crossing over. Alright.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa!
Whoa.
I think I want.
Can you get back in?
I think I want to
It's
enjoy
still-
this though.
It's still all crazy for you.
Yeah, I can still cross over.
Casey, what's up?
Hey.
I'm right behind you.
I'm behind you.
Here, come take a ride. Kevin, you'll like this.
Okay.
I'm a big green tractor.
Well, that.
I was gonna do 21 pilots, but I guess that works too.
My goodness, you guys have built a lot.
Just Zach's house and a portal to the hell.
Right. Oh, that's steps. Whoa, is that the portal to the Ender, or whatever that's called?
Nether.
Nether.
Yeah.
Okay.
The nether region.
Why am I? Oh, okay, here we go.
I don't know if you should be talking about nether regions on a church chat.
It's probably true.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
up here.
you guys.
Alright. Jump in and go down.
How do I get in it?
You have to click it not. Let Kevin do it.
Whoa! The sun came out, and now I'm swimming through
No!
the sky.
I'll retrieve it.
Whoa.
I made it not only.
It only got to here. We're good.
I can control.
But I kept the like line width. So
Well, okay, that's supposed to be a mountain that I just fell off of.
You get a potato.
How do you bring? How does it come back up?
I broke it and I will replay. Alright,
What's that?
Kevin.
Okay. How do I?
It almost went down again.
I found another spot.
Alright. L2. Click L2,
L.
Kevin.
Okay. I'm clicking it.
Are you on Switch?
Yeah.
I don't know Switch controls.
L- It's LZ.
Oh, okay.
Let's try it again. Ready?
Okay.
You just have to look at it.
You have to look, click it.
I feel like such a noob right now, you guys.
Yeah, don't you know how to craft?
How do I put this away? Gosh.
I kind of want someone to come to space with me and tell me if they can see everything around me, or if I just found like a glitch in the level.
I'll try and go to you, Jamin.
There's part of the level.
Jamin, spin in circles.
Spinning around. Hey, who else is spinning in circles right now? Stop it.
Alright, Jamin, I'm going to you.
Come to outer space.
Unclick, Kevin.
What?
You have to uncrouch. You were crouched for that part.
Stuck in outer space.
Where'd it go?
Nowhere.
I'm giving up. I can't. I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry.
Oh no! My axe broke and I'm stuck inside of
So,
space.
question.
Can you at least drop the cart? That way I can still use it?
Oh, I have the cart in my hand?
Yeah.
So our entire chat is being streamed right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Jamin's wondering if he regrets everything.
How do I,
It's fine, no
No,
one's
this
actually...
This is the best church I've ever been to, ever.
Zach, I see you. You're just levitating through space. I feel like you all need to see this on the... It's so weird. Can you see things?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, I definitely cannot.
I want to ride it.
You've buried yourself.
Yeah, I know, and I can't unbury. It won't let me.
What is that?
Things appear when you...
Okay, I'm in it.
Nope,
I'm in it.
Okay, alright.
I did it.
You want to blind guide me through this?
Whoa.
Are you trying to get back to land?
I'm back on land now. It's between these two cubes I cross over. I'm in the
okay.
spirit world. I'm on land. Spirit world, land.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I can see.
Whoever built this track is amazing.
That would be Casey.
Thank
Even less of the level is visible now. This is great.
You fell back into your,
How about now?
That's quick.
I'm just...
How do I get this cart back up?
You have to,
Where are you trying to go, Jamin?
I don't know. I just wanted to...
I can't hear any of you guys.
Damn it!
break it with a...
Oh!
Oh.
fell a little bit.
Oh, looks like I can go back up by just holding up.
For some of those, it'll be very difficult to do so.
Is there a different way to do it?
Bring the cart.
Get out of the cart?
This is very entertaining.
I can't see anything.
You're not moving.
What? I'm moving everywhere.
You can go left and right, but if you try and go forward, you just get teleported back. It's very fun.
Okay, well, I can't dig myself out. Oh wait, maybe I can. Maybe I can.
Do it.
Nope, no I cannot.
Oh, wait.
You're digging into a mountain.
I'm digging
Into a mountain.
I can't walk beyond this block. Nothing even.
Because this block is dirt.
But there is no block there for me. Like these, I can see a shell of a block. But to my left, there's no shell. It's just nothing.
So do we put the carts back down, Case, and we ride them back up?
So we included that Jamin has world barriers.
Yeah. I have superpowers.
Man, I can't hear Casey at all.
Because you only have to walk back up.
Oh, okay.
Am I finding my way out somehow? I'm almost out. I'm on land.
You made it.
Alright, Zach, where are you?
I think that works.
We should walk to somewhere and I'll prophesy to you where the caves are. It'll be great.
Okay.
Because I can see them.
Rob, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
Good, dude.
Straight
Like
this way.
down right here.
No, straight. Yeah.
Oh.
Go there. Keep going. Let's see if this is legit or not. Almost
Am I
there.
getting close?
Almost there.
Ah!
Oh, it's a lake, I guess. Oh no, Zach!
It's a water cave.
But it's a cave, right?
Yeah.
Holy cow. You can see those pigs in space in front of us?
Yeah, I can see him. I can
Okay.
kill him too.
Oh,
Who built this train again? This is
Casey.
really impressive. Casey.
Alright, Zach, there's
Excellent work.
another underground cave this way. So I guess I'm swimming right now.
Not anymore.
Okay, so I don't have an axe, but if you were to go straight downwards, like in a diagonal fashion, I'll follow you and see if I actually manifest in the cave or not. Alright, and start going left. And straighten out.
Joel, how do I subscribe to you?
The subscribe button.
You go to my channel now.
I tried it earlier.
Are you in a
It's a
cave
big
right now?
cave, Jamin.
There should be follow notification.
Alright, keeps going
Give
that
to
way.
sub.
Well, as soon as I walk over this, I can't see the space anymore.
Oh, that wasn't there when I tried it earlier. There it is. Boom.
Okay, so there's
Subscribe,
like
tier.
3 levels of cave if you kept going. I'm not sure what that thing at the bottom is.
You can now use my happy strawberry ink in my
I subscribe to you.
Purchase sub tokens.
Alright, Zach, we should see if that thing all the way down there is. It's weird. But I can't see if I move it further at all.
Kevin, don't worry about purchasing the tokens. Just use your free Amazon Prime.
You'll just have to guide me, Jamin.
Alright, go
I guess I
left.
don't know how to link that yet, but I will. I'll figure it out.
No props.
Alright, okay. Now you have to kind of dig diagonally again. cave is appearing as you do this.
What?
Cave's appearing as you do that.
Really?
The ones you're taking out are. I think we're seeing into the mind of the creator here, how he designed this.
So where is it for me now?
Straightish. Trying to get. Are you there? It's hard to tell from depth perception wise.
No, I can't.
Alright, come back. Turn rightish. And now left. Your other left.
Military left.
And up one block. Up one block.
One hop this time.
There's nothing.
2 blocks.
I've gone to plenty.
You're literally right underneath the floor.
He's back to the lava. Be careful.
I don't know. I've gone to plenty of.
You're like, if you can see it from my angle.
Oh, I can't.
Oh yeah, right. YouTube. It's kind of hard from that perspective, but. Oh, there you go. Hey Olivia, what's the cobwebs and train tracks mean again? Is that anything special?
Oh, yes, that is an abandoned mine shaft.
Alright, I can see one of those if you want it, Zach. I think if you keep following... if you follow that water there... Wait, can you see the water?
No.
What? Oh, just break through the wall. Oh no, it got so dark in real life I can't see it now.
Yeah, I can't see. I can't see. That's enough.
Alright, well you were right there. It's cool.
I don't like mining blindly.
Oh wait, let me just
Mining
enter the cave.
blindly.
Hang on, I'm coming to you, because I know where you were.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
Anyone there?
No, no one here.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? Yeah.
I need to go upwards and straightwards.
Just
I'll have to
flying
dig
over
with my
for
bare
all the
hands.
streamers out there.
Dustin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Just
Oh.
you know, hanging out.
Hanging out.
How you been?
Been good, man. I returned to work this week, or last week, right? Yeah. I returned to work last week.
Hooray, you're essential.
Where do you work?
I work for an electrical contractor in Ann Arbor.
Nice.
I'm not an electrician myself, but I'm his kind of like a warehouse manager
Oh,
and
gotcha.
material distributor for the shop.
That's a much better job to have.
Well, you make more money being an electrician.
Yeah, I did low-volt electrical work for a while.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did that in Washington. But it wasn't.
It's a lot of math that I didn't realize, like, 'cause I didn't really know much about electrical work before this job. It's a lot of like calculation and math, and also it can be really dangerous too.
Yeah, that's the best part about low-volt stuff is that you'll never be electrocuted.
Yeah, like there's guys because it's the electrical contractor that I work for. They're a part of a union, and there's guys in the union, like at least just
probably 1 or 2 deaths every year. It's pretty crazy.
Oh my.
Game and I'm lost.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, just getting out there, and I just really didn't like going in attics and crawl spaces.
that totally makes sense.
KC is all about that.
Yeah. And then sometimes you have to climb like super tall ladders, like way up there, and it's just like,
He's all about that
I don't
too.
know if it's worth it.
I remember that life.
It was a good experience though.
Oh, I bet.
Dustin, you weren't cable installation, were you? Yeah, how'd we get in here? Did we come through a portal?
No, I'm not cable installation.
I don't know how we got here.
I'm on the phones, man.
Oh, he's talking about when you did the low electrical work.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
Oh yeah, no, it was cable. Like basically, it was wiring people's houses with cable lines.
Yeah, 'cause that's what Casey did.
Yep. Yeah, and like Cat 5, whatever they wanted that didn't have like any.
Okay. We do some Cat 5 and Cat 6 stuff, especially at the University of Michigan. They're a big client of ours.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good client to have.
It is, because they just throw money around like it's nothing.
Still streaming, by the way.
Jim, I found a way out.
Thank you.
I shall put together a large lamp for... Oh, it still hasn't loaded. I can't see anything. Alright. Very well.
Go toward me.
Back into space it is. I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite glitch in a video game, except for when I ran into that tree in Sonic the Hedgehog and somehow loaded level select.
What?
Sonic 3D Blast.
Oh, that game?
Yeah.
They're like a real Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hey now.
Oh.
I've just played.
I've played all the Sonic games.
Well, the 3D Blast is for the Sega CD, right?
No, it was Genesis. It was just a later edition.
Speaking of which, did you guys watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
I own it.
Yeah.
No, I did.
Pretty good. I watched it.
Today I watched Scoob.
Was it any good?
It was alright.
I'm a little worried about the animation style.
No, animation was fine. There's a lot of really good jokes in it, but it's kind of strange because it actually is like a supernatural mystery in this one instead of like, oh, it was a man using a mirror and a rope.
Really?
But it had a fair amount of jokes making fun of itself for everything it's done, so it was good for that reason. Kids enjoyed it.
Good.
Noise.
Roberto Swift, I see you. Oh, I'm falling. Oh my gosh, how did I survive that?
On tracks. Alright. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to have a house up here too. I just forgot.
What happened to all my stuff?
What happened to Tyler?
That's a good question.
Is he still there?
I think you went to go subscribe to PewDiePie.
PewDiePie? Sorry, I just realized I've been muted this entire time.
Oh,
after you guys
Tyler.
Nice.
We haven't heard you in like 45 minutes, man.
We're so mad
Sorry.
at Tyler.
I think it's been longer than 5 minutes.
Oh, it
I've
said
been playing
45.
hallway simulator down here, just digging a straight hallway for like an hour and a half, so like my conversations wouldn't have been that intriguing.
Nice.
Well, if anyone wants to be real intrigued, you can watch the sun come out of the earth right now, like I
Oh, it's so purple. That's beautiful.
Yeah, but I can see it under the earth.
Under the ocean.
I found emeralds.
Under the sea.
Oh, it's growing. Why did it just
Under the
grow?
sea. Punch pig.
That was a strange animation. So,
What works?
well, apparently to make the sun look bigger when it gets above the earth, it zooms in for a second. Which I can see where I'm at.
Well,
Oh,
Minecraft, what will you think of next?
How long has Minecraft been around?
Oh man.
Since like 2012, right?
no.
Olivia, did you say 10 years?
It
I
just
thought
celebrated
like
anniversary.
Yeah,
wow.
2010.
it's a bicentennial. And yes, I am aware that that's not 10 years, just to be clear.
So is bicentennial twice in 100 years, or?
I don't know. I only know that word because of Robin Williams, so,
Movie.
which was a movie I fell asleep in. So
I like that movie.
I saw it when I was a kid at the movie theater, and it was hot, and our whole family fell asleep. So I guess I can't really speak to it.
I remember when
man,
it used to be
I-
hot in
I-
the movie theater all the
Those were the days.
time.
What would
Good old days.
What I wouldn't give just to be in
Excuse
a
me,
hot
sir.
movie theater.
I don't look like myself, do I? I look like a chick, huh?
No, you just look like a dude.
Is it
Like
because
a
I'm supposed to
dude.
have like a handlebar mustache and like metal arm.
You got a little facial hair, I think.
You look like a dude. What more information do you need?
Do I have a bumblebee shirt on?
No, you have a turquoise
Yeah.
shirt with like violet pants.
Yeah, my hands are regular. They're supposed to be hugs.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
I'm just shoveling the snow up here, because no one else will.
That
Alright,
sounds passive aggressive.
7 minutos.
It was a little bit. Ooh, what's that over there, man? Crazy.
I'm trying to find my way back to the tree house because it's almost time for.
Is it really? Oh wow, it is.
Yeah.
So, are we going in this giant block in the sky? Is that where we're supposed to go?
That sounds like Zach's house, but it
There's
also
a block
sounds
in
like
the
you just.
sky.
I don't know where it is. I may be lost forever.
Dustin's going to the top of the block in the sky.
And there's no ladder.
There's a hole
to
at the top of the block of the sky in the space.
Oh,
at the
look,
bottom of
like,
the sea.
why is there no ladder up there? That's kind of that's vexing. There should be a ladder up there. And I don't have any materials. I don't think it loaded my character right, because I don't have any.
I didn't have anything either when I loaded my person loaded up.
And like my character's not my character, so I guess
Whoa.
it is what it is, man.
Someone's phone is loud.
Yeah,
That would
that
be-
hurt.
That would be
Ow.
my computer.
So I'm guessing this isn't the place we go for a trip.
I don't know. I just can.
you? Is it me?
Oh, I see it now.
Let's see what treasures are in here. Oh, okay.
Oh, I just.
We got.
Is Casey breaking up for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casey's
We
on.
got some boots. I got some boots here. We got.
Make it.
Let's get some shoes.
Let's,
Hey.
I'm gonna get some of these iron
Nice.
boots.
Shoot.
Guys, I may have
There we
created another glitch. I
Jason,
think.
What'd you do this
I
time?
think I
Another
might have become
dimension.
Minecraft immortal.
You don't say.
Does anyone see that? Does anyone
Look
see
at those
the?
nice boots, Dustin.
I know. There was just this house in the sky with free boots. Anybody who wants free stuff, there's a house in the sky.
I just leapt out of the clouds, landed on land, and didn't die. So
That's my house in the sky. Don't take my items.
What? Oh man.
yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
what
like part of the game.
you're allowed to go to the bottom of the cave and take stuff out of the thing that says "Rob, stop stealing my stuff," because you're not.
No!
Rob.
Alright, wait, dude.
You're not
As
Rob.
long
All
as
that
Jupiter's
stuff is
back.
fair game.
Hey, who hit me? Oh, I must have fought. Oh. I think I'm lagging.
I managed to find the house by going.
Oh,
into
where
the
does this go?
Hey, Alex, will you bring me something to drink? Preferably carbonated.
Oh crap, I'm about to die.
How
Oh,
about a
no.
Baja Blast?
There we go. Okay, I put your boots back. Your boots are
Thanks,
intact,
dude.
Zach. No
Thanks,
problem.
dude.
You're welcome. I was never gonna really take it in the first place.
I was.
Damon
They're
always
all there for you, James.
Thank you.
No, Jamin.
I
No.
appreciate it.
Jamin, no.
Draymond, yes.
What's
No.
funny is if they call you like, James, but it's not like it's like but short.
But that's not my
Hi,
name.
That's not my name.
Oh, I just froze up and fell off something and hurt myself.
Start from the bottom, now here.
Oh, what the?
Oh, no.
I didn't hurt myself. Tyler hit me with a pickaxe.
I'm going
You
for
managed
it.
to do that while I was frozen on my
Yeah.
game.
That's
I'm
awesome.
going for it over
you?
here.
Is it me? Is it really what I'm...
Roberto Swift.
Zach, are you a cat?
Look at
Never mind. I'm done asking questions.
what. So where's everyone? Is everyone going to that block? Are we really meeting all there? Look.
Yeah, we try to, though if you're too far away, just,
Oh no, I'm like right there. I was gonna jump off into the water and see if I can.
Yeah!
I had gone for so far I didn't know how to get back, so I built that pillar of nether brick out in the sky
Salty dogs, all salty with his one eye.
and then set it on fire on the way down
Wait, where's everybody going?
to the house.
Right here.
In the sky.
This guy that
Yeah,
does
you
not
gotta
seem
fill it
to be on fire.
Oh.
The fire.
Oh,
I think someone put out Damon's fire.
what? No, it's still here.
Oh no.
Darth Gump fell from a high place.
Wait.
So I got this like random voice that announces something whenever it appears on screen.
Yeah, you gotta turn that off. It's super annoying.
Uh,
Does it sound like...
yes, it does.
Yeah, it's the worst.
So is there supposed to be some kind of cart that I can ride up there? Or is this a dream?
There's a bubble column.
It's all a
Use the
dream.
bubble column.
No bubble.
Hey Zach, I just realized that my house is like directly under your house. Well, my mine is directly under your house. That's crazy.
What?
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Crazy talk, real talk, dog.
Only in Minecraft.
So,
Oh, alright, must be
Whoa, who did that? Who did that? It's terrible.
not if it's a good symbol, which I'm sure is what Zach was going for.
I don't know.
I put the gates to hell right here so we can storm it with our preaching.
That's right.
Yes.
Rob, what you doing down there, bro?
I'm working on my ladder. I mean, not ladder.
you're just on the edge of the.
It's not complete.
I thought he just walked off to his death.
We should have church outside today, guys.
Outside?
Having it
Yeah,
inside.
it's a nice
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I've got my diamond hoe.
It's gonna start raining as soon as we... Alright. Cool.
What? Why are you hitting me?
What is up with that guy? What, you're a cat. A cat man.
I am a cat man.
I'm the cat man.
I thought about the same thing when I said that. I
Ow.
was like,
Whoa.
Why are you hitting people?
Hey, trying to take a picture.
Looks like
Hey, wait, Casey, why aren't you Yoda?
Hey.
I switched to what I look like when I'm at least as close as I could.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Is it time?
It is
Okay.
time. Is everybody here? Alrighty. Well, welcome back, everyone. Somehow Joel has made what appears to be emojis of his fructose comic book. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here.
If you subscribe to my stream, you can use them as Yay.
Well, look at that. Cool. So I guess the first announcement is everyone subscribe to Joel's stream.
If you have Amazon Prime, you can do it for free.
For free.
Why are you talking like that?
You can do
Because
it
this
for
is
free.
my sales pitch voice.
We'll let Tyler do it. Tyler, would you?
If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to Joe Bo Baggins for free.
Yes.
Just remember, you have to change at the beginning of every month.
Change what?
You have to resubscribe at the beginning of every month
Oh,
with Twitch Prime.
How much does
Without Twitch
Unless
Prime.
you have Amazon Prime, in which case it's free.
I have Amazon Prime?
I'm trying to figure it out right now.
There we go. Here's my. I've reached my final form now.
Are you a cat again? Okay, well, that was one announcement, I guess. And then, yeah, otherwise, still not sure about when we're going back yet. We're waiting to hear what the governor has to say. But when we do get back, like I mentioned before, we'll be aiming for Nerd Church would probably be the first thing to relaunch, but we'll try to keep games online for those of you who are uncomfortable still going out. And we'll let you know as that time approaches, but right now we have no details. So, the end of May is approaching quickly, though. We will not be meeting during May, I can tell you that much at least. So we might know a bit more come June. We'll see what June 7th looks like as that approaches. Okay. Otherwise, anybody have any questions at all? I know we've been staying in touch throughout the weeks. Is there anything I've missed? Okay. All right. Well, yesterday we started a new series at Dinner Church on kind of life's big. Why does life exist? What's our purpose? Things like that. There's a video you can watch of the whole thing. It's also kind of a script that I can upload if anybody needs it for reading purposes. But it's on the podcast as well.
In the middle.
And Tyler is gonna take us a little bit deeper, I think, into that conversation today. So I will turn it over to him now.
You told him to give me 30 minutes.
After.
Hey, sorry.
No, you're good. Otherwise, the only other announcements that I really think of is that we have the food bank drop-off still. So if anybody needs food or knows someone who needs food, direct them towards Compassionate Ministries of Jackson to pick up there. Okay, I think that's everything. Next week is Smash Bros, is it? Yeah. 4th week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bonus week this month, but next week is Smash Bros. Alright, Tyler, I'll turn it over to you.
Alright. So, one of the things that is important for this next series that we're going to be going through, all of the big questions people have. So, one of the things I wanted to mention is on Sundays, we have our, what would normally be Dinner Church, now it's 1208 TV for the time being. But Jamin had a message last week, and we're going to kind of be sticking together on a lot of messages. So I would recommend, if you miss his messages, to just go back and watch them. It'll make a little bit more of this conversation fit more of the context. But I will summarize a little bit of what he talked about, just so you don't feel like I'm leaving that. But so to briefly summarize what he kind of went through, the question for this week was, why do we exist? And Jamin talked about how God made us in His image and making us to follow and do His will on earth, and we exist to image God. And there's a lot more to it, and I really suggest going and watching. I think Jamin has a YouTube channel for that stuff now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I can. It's on the podcast, and I'll post a link to the video in the spiritual conversation section.
Okay, awesome. So those are multiple options there if you wanted to look a little bit deeper into that sermon. So what I want to talk about today is exactly the same question, but in a different light and in a little bit different context. So first thing, I just want to mention that if you have ever suffered or you're currently suffering from depression or anxiety, know that when I'm talking about wanting to exist, I'm not trying to lessen your experiences and troubles. I went through a time myself where I had some nasty thoughts about myself, and I didn't really want to exist at that time. But I hope that this message today can be more of an encouragement than something that feels like it's bringing up that bad memory. If you have, if this is something that you struggle with. But that being said, so why do we exist? First, I wanted to give you a quote from one of my favorite movies. Surprisingly, talking about Robin Williams a little bit today, but The Dead Poets Society. So just think about this quote. I'm going to talk a little bit longer, and then I'll probably come back to it. But here we go. And medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. Poetry, beauty, romance, love. These are what we stay alive for. So, for me, existence is a hard question. This exact question was actually the one that in the end led me to Christianity over a plethora of other religions. And so it always had me questioning, why do we exist? The question implies another question before that. How do we even know that we exist? And to be honest, I have no idea how to prove that we exist. Is it because we can think? Is it because we can observe change? We can't really prove existence. However, we still assume that we exist, right? So if we can assume that we exist, then there must be a reason for that existence. At least that's what we're posing to. So I think finding meaning in our existence can be much harder than we would anticipate. So let's jump back to the quote. In medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we are alive for. So obviously there are things that we need to exist, and there are reasons to make us like and love existence. I think there are flaws with the quote. However, there's one thing that I want to point out that this quote talks about, and I think we'll get a little bit deeper into it as to why. So it talks about love, right? And God made us out of love, in His image. We are to image that love through our relationships and through our lives. I'm going to name some Greek words for love, and you may know them. Agape is God's love for us. We got brotherly love. Eros is between like husbands and wives, and almost it's for erotic love, where that the word comes from. But these are all different types of love, and all of these, I like that the Greeks break them down like that, because when we express love as one singular word, it kind of leaves out what love really is, and I think it's that love is kind of the the epitome of why we exist. All right. Created us, and we exist because of love. Now think of how you express love. Through poetry, through music, art, service, gift giving, and the list goes on. If you're able to find something that images the love that God shows you to others, then I think that's where we start to find why we exist. I'm sure we've heard this, this thrown out all the time. The Beatles even said it. But in a Christian stance, it's true. When you get down to it, it's true. We were made by love, for love, and in order to understand and to comprehend the intricacies of where the Bible takes us, we always have to start with that love. That's how we were created. So, my question is, why do we, right? We already have the question. So I want to ask you guys, why do you exist? Why do I exist? And just ponder that for a second, and let's just talk openly and freely. It's very philosophical, and there's not much of a specific answer that I'm looking for here. I'm leaving it very open, and you guys have been very good with that in the past, so I'm not too worried. But for me, I just told you my story as to why we exist. We exist because God loves us. God loves us so much that he saw all of the things that we could do wrong, all of the things that we could do to hurt him and hurt each other, and still decided to love us so much. God so loved the world that he gave his only son as a sacrifice for us. The last sacrifice, the final sacrifice for us. And to me, when we look at the Dead Poets Society quote, which is something that I loved before I was a Christian, medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. And I think the problem with this quote, for me, comes from the fact that it says, these are what we stay alive for. I think we were made to love. We were made to be creative with how we express that and how we give love to people, how we show love to people, and the different relationships that we build with them. So for me, that's just where I've always come from. It's where my understanding comes from, why we exist on a less theologically debated method, more of a spiritually and emotionally connected ethos. So, yeah, if anyone would like to share, why do you exist? What do you do? What do you do to exist? What do you put into your life that shows love? It's very open, and that's on purpose. So, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
Well, I think a lot of like what you said. Basically, we're here to experience, create, express love, and live in service to others. And that's what I think we're ultimately here for. I don't really think there's much. When it comes down to it, you can add whatever you want on top of that to, expand upon those things. But that's just what I think we're here for. And really, that's I think it for me anyway. And that can, like I said, come out in an infinite amount of ways. So you pick whatever you know, you want to choose to express and, like, you know, for experience and stuff, you know, it's like, I like, you know, I like other people. Like, I really like to, you know, hang around other people and hear other people's stories and just, you know, soak up, like, what they're going through or what they've experienced, because everybody has so much to share and so much to give and express, that every single person is different. Every single person has gone through something completely different than you've ever gone. To me, that's a very beautiful, you know, and in my opinion, the most noble pursuit would be to, you know, live in service to other people, you know, to, you know, basically express that love every day by just trying to, you know, it's kind of hard to explain, but, like, just, and I want to say be the best person you can be, but what I mean by that is just, you know, try to love every person as you would love yourself. And I think that nothing, you know, life couldn't really go wrong if you do that.
Yeah. I appreciate you sharing. Interesting. I guess I can't say enough how much I really recommend listening to Jamie had to say yesterday, because it builds, this conversation builds off of that understanding. And very much so that we are created by God in pursuit of to be His image, His likeness. So feel free, anyone else that wants to speak. Feel free, if you have something in your heart right now, to share as well.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Stupid Siri. Joel's got. Go, Joel.
Yeah. I was going to say, I know for me, there was always kind of a clash. This might be taking it a little bit late, but there's always been, like, this clash with Christianity for me, where as far as, like, the evangelical goes and the Free Methodist Church goes, they kind of always said, like, your mission is to, like, essentially keep spreading the news of Jesus and keep, you know, converting people and getting more people to the body of Christ, which was always just a kind of hard problem for me to face, because it sounded like a lot of it was on me to go and find people and then, like, don't build those relationships and just make sure that they know the message of Jesus. And that was always a hard thing for me. So I do like that you're kind of changing the talking points to be more about our mission is really to love, and through that loving, like, that is how we bring more people to Christ, right? So I do think that is what has just helped me, is if our purpose is just to go and find a bunch of, like, go find 10 people and preach to them, I just think we're missing the point. So when we find that our purpose is to love, I think we kind of find a lot of that other sort of Christ imaging, Christ embodiment just to come naturally. And then when people say, hey, how are you able to love so well? We can say, well, it's because we see more to the life than just what's here on earth. And I think that's just what's so important. Is I think of my love without Christ, and I think it's always great to think sort of out of your own sort of mindset and worldview. And I think about people who are like humanitarian, who have humanitarian values, really caring for people. And for me, without sort of like God's love, it's very hard for me to see sort of the purpose as to why you would show that love to others. So that's where I always feel like people who are humanitarian, I'm like, I think you understand there's a greater calling and that we need to continue to progress this planet. But sometimes I wish, like, they could see eye to eye with, like, there is a greater purpose. And that's just where I think, as a Christian, like, I just see myself falling is, let's just build relationships, make friends, and show sort of an unconditional love, and then let that love just sort of do the talking for us.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. when you first become a Christian and you feel that fire from in your belly, right, of God's love for the first time. I'm not speaking that everyone has experience. Even though it wasn't probably as big for me, like, I mean, showing that love immediately and immediate aspects of that for myself, but I still felt so strongly a love for myself, not from me, like I didn't love myself, God loving me, that it made me want to change who I was in order to fit the mold that He had given me, the prescription that He had given me to become somebody who loved like Him. So I'm not talking about, I definitely want to make sure that everybody knows, I'm not talking about love in the sense of just loving your neighbor, just loving your wife, loving your friends. I'm talking about being an imager of the love that God has given us, being someone who can reflect the love that God is giving you to other people around you. And when you can learn to do that, I think you start to see, that's when you start to see lives changing. And for me, that was a huge experience. I really appreciate that, Joel. Is there anybody else who wanted to speak?
I think just bouncing off what Joel was saying, we have these times where we see in people who wouldn't claim to be Christians or even not want to have anything to do with Christians who are echoing God's love in ways that surprise us because we don't always even see that in Christians that we know sometimes. But for me, that's actually become, it doesn't startle me as much because I recognize now, like, if you're not a Christian, it doesn't mean you're not in God's image. Like, image is, by fact of being human, it means you were made in God's image. So there's certain ways in which you're going to echo Him in your life. There's certain convictions that you're going to feel simply because of the image that you were created after. I've seen that go two different ways. I have seen in people's thinking where if you would, the false gods have taken the way that they think and corrupted it so that they don't exactly, like, they call it love, but when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, but that's love by the world's definition. That's not like love by God's definition. So I've seen ways in which it can get twisted and we call it something that's not. I've also seen ways in which people who aren't Christians at all are just completely genuinely doing things that Christ would want them to do. And that's easily because that's the way that they were built. If they're in God's image, then naturally those things are going to happen when they're open to it, whether they're Christian or not. And I think a lot of the judgment that we sometimes run into in the Bible upon humanity is when they aren't imaging God correctly, right? I mean, the false gods in Psalm 82 is, hey, you've all been condemned to death in the last judgment. Why? Because you didn't take care of the poor, you didn't love those around you. The false gods, these spiritual beings, are condemned for their non-loving actions. But then you go to the New Testament, and with Jesus, He's looking at human beings, separating these sheep from goats. And why? Well, because some of you loved, some of you took care of the poor, and you helped those around you. You imaged God, essentially, but then some of you did not. Now, that's not me saying, like, you can get into heaven without Jesus just because you were imaging Him or whatever. I'm not saying that. But, to that comment, and that is something that I plan on preaching on within this series later on towards the end, but then that comment, who gets in and who doesn't, that's all up to Jesus, right? So, like, I know He's the one who lets people in, and so I do everything I can to lead them to Him, and He's the one who's going to make that call. But what else was I going to say? Oh, and to kind of like Joel's comment, like, I think part of the heart of what he's getting at is, like, it sometimes feels like Christians are manipulative, like, all right, I've got to go out into the world to make friends for the sole purpose of converting them, so, like, it's all a bait and switch. I'm pretending to be someone you like, and then one day just like, hey, gotcha, now you come to Christ because that's what I've been waiting to do this whole time. Whereas that, that doesn't feel like super genuine or super loving. We need to get to know these people as they are, who they are, work with them on their level, where they're at. And then, by all means, the greatest outcome that we could ever see of that, and the greatest loving thing that could ever be done for them, is that they would accept Christ along that way. So, of course, that's a part of the goal, but if that's all they are to us as a mark on our belt, then we're not exactly loving them well, or really making friends for them. We're treating them more as objects or awards for our faith rather than people. So, and maybe Joel is going a different direction with that. I'm just kind of putting that in there because I think we also all feel this conviction sometimes, like, well, I'm not up on a stage preaching that everyone should give their lives to Jesus, and that's what I feel like I've been told that I have to do. But Paul understood, while we're all supposed to love people to Christ, like, he wasn't telling everyone, you should all get up on stages and do what I do. And I think the reason he doesn't do that is because he knows not everyone's not gifted for that. Not everyone's Billy Graham to just get up on a stage and suddenly thousands of people that night give their life to Christ. Like, that's a supernatural anointing. That's not a human thing anyone can do. That was a Holy Spirit thing. So we have to recognize the gifts within us. And I've met people who try to do that kind of evangelizing who do not have that gift at all. And it's terrifying. Like, I'm always like, oh, please stop preaching. You're going to make a mess of this, and you're going to teach people the wrong things. Like, just don't. Leave this to the people that God gifted to do this part, and you just go out and love people in your neck of the woods as they come to Christ. So, like, I've seen preaching when it can become dangerous. If anything, quarantine's taught me that statement about how theology can kill, I've seen that too. Like, when we're teaching things that are off, it can actually throw things off. But now I'm tangenting. Anyways, I'm just trying to kind of hone in here. Like, I talked in my message yesterday, imaging is huge to our purpose and why we're here. And we can bring imagers into the world by giving birth to them and raising them that way towards God. But we can also bring imagers into the world by going out to those who have given themselves to lesser gods, to lesser things, or to know God, and turn them back to God. Either way, we're helping restore the image of God in this world, and that is a huge part of the point, but if not the point. But yeah, I think we can go about cheap ways of doing it. So there's my rabbit trail.
You said pretty much what I was trying to say, just by the way. So
okay.
My point was mostly just I feel like I could never make friends with people who weren't Christians because my goal was to convert them, where it works much better just make friends naturally, don't be weird about it. And just let the process take place as you start to love them and they start to see why you're showing that love. So just build it off it.
Yeah, and I've seen that work in Joel's life too, where the people are like, all right. Maybe you guys have had this, where people are like, I just haven't met a Christian like you before. And I feel like what they usually mean by that is, like, you don't feel on the defense. You don't feel like you're here to destroy my every argument. It feels like you're here to listen to me, to love on me, and, like, there's a different kind of attitude that comes with it.
Yeah. I appreciate all of that. I mean, there's just so much to why we're here, right? Rob, do you want to say something?
Oh yeah, I just want to add to the conversation. I was going to say one thing, just to add on that, was that the concept that God created us out of His own pleasure. He didn't have to do it, but He decided to do it. He wanted to do it, but He doesn't need us for anything. And so, with that in mind, I think that adds a layer of meaning to our purpose and His love that He has for us. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, thanks. It's amazing to think about the profound impact of creation and what that really means, and what the ramifications of creation are. We are essentially, well, not essentially, we are children of God. We are one of the things that God looked upon and said that we're better than good. You know, we're something that He saw as being completely evil, and totally opposite of Him at some point, and said, you know what, there's still someone out there that is for me, so I can't destroy them. There's so much profound impact of what love really means and what selfless love is. And don't get me wrong, there's times where, especially when we look at more everyday life, where abuse can take place, and those are times where we're called to love people, but you're also called to not be in a bad situation for yourself. So don't think that I'm saying if there's ever something like that you can't get out because you need to love that person. But what I am saying is that the love that we are shown, we need to reflect that love back at a world that is broken. Because God loves the world, so why can't we? So, if there's anybody else that'd like to speak, I still want to leave time for that. But I'll give you a few seconds, and then if no one else wants to speak, then I will close us off prayer. Alright. Everyone, bow your heads in Minecraft and pray. Dear Lord, thank you so much for today and the ability to be with each other and to learn from each other on existence, why this crazy life experience that we have, why we were chosen to live, why we are chosen to continue this. Existence is a hard question. It's not something that takes a lot of time to ponder. It takes a lot of time to comprehend. I just pray that you would speak to those that are having a hard time with existence, because I had a hard time with existence before. I pray that you would just take that stress away from them, and take that anxiety away, depression. I pray that you would speak into them. They need to hear to see you and the love that you show. I pray that we would all be able to be a beacon of your love to other people around us. They, like Joel said, they just come to us. They want to know why our love is different, why it's so powerful. I pray that we could do this all in your name, the Son, Father, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Oh, Zach typing amen in Minecraft. Cool. Well,
okay, so there is still...
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, you got it. You're going to say the same thing I did.
Okay, yeah. So, we still have free gaming and everything until 9 o'clock, so we got an hour. So feel free to stay on Minecraft, or if you want to maybe play a different game, go ahead. We love to have people in chat, even when we're not playing. But yeah, if you're not staying, you are dismissed from this Discord chat, but you are not dismissed from your purpose of being a Christian or God. I forgot the rest of it, the second part of that, Jamin. Dang it.
I'm just glad that caught on. All right. You saved enough.
Alright, I'm over to my Minecraft server, so peace out.
Is that, do you need us to, Tyler, you want to do the marketing for Casey's server?
For Casey's server or Casey's Twitch channel?
His Twitch.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's
So,
where he was going there.
Oh, okay. So Casey is on Twitch.tv. Casey, what's your username?
Inoculant.
Inoculant on Twitch.tv. Go ahead and give him a follow. Watch him. See what he does. He's got some crazy stuff going on. I've seen him play some Minecraft before. It's wild.
Woo.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
It happened.
So,
I'm sold.
I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. I gotta call my brother really quick.
And Zach, what have you become? Are you like a frozen globe?
I'm Earth.
That's
Yeah,
what
what
I
is that
thought.
thing?
That's pretty sweet. Oh, now you're Gus.
Does anyone want to play a little bit of Rocket League?
Ooh, sure.
Yeah, I'll play.
I'm not sure how many people just said yes is my first question.
I just ranked up to platinum today.
Oh, snap.
Platinum?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Young Kevin!
No, Jamie. No. That's why there's a ledge.
You're dinner.
No. Right here. Yeah, Kevin, me and Ann are eating dinner, but then we'll hop on and play with you.
Sweet. Sweet.
Is that cool?
You don't ask, is that cool, after you say it.
Hey, Jaren's
First
on
lesson
too.
of
I just invited
marriage
Jaren.
counseling. Oh yeah, Jaren is on. I see that. Some of you are staying in Minecraft. Is that right?
I'm in Rocket League.
I said, are some of you still?
I am in Rocket
Oh.
Nope, Zach's out. All right, Olivia, you still in?
See it.
See you, Zach.
Okay, well, I'll switch over if everyone else did.
I feel bad for Zach. I didn't mean to. I don't know.
What?
I feel like we all just ditched him.
No, I'm still in Minecraft, so.
Oh, okay.
Also, I think he has Rocket League. Yep.
Gotcha. I just gotta say that your video the other night made my day.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Which one?
The soy sauce.
Oh, wait, how'd Dustin get that?
You said it to me.
Dustin was because I beat up Stu.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I was at that one though. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.